coming down the pike to Ottawa right now.
Yeah, Rosie, they're fueled up, fed up, and on the road. Talking about a convoy of trucks, about 160 of them. It's begun a 4-day journey from Red Deer, Alberta to Ottawa. Their beef with the federal government, the way it's handled the downturn in the oil industry, its handling of the economy, and what they see as its general lack of support for the West. The message they're taking to Parliament Hill is pretty straightforward. Get the pipelines built and get more oil flowing again. In a moment, we're going to hear from Aaron Collins, who's on the road with them. But Rafi Boudjikanian was there as the trucks rolled out, and he starts our coverage.
Lord, I pray that oil would flow through Alberta, would flow through Canada, God.
The list of asks to a higher power is short. The list of grievances to the powers that be, a little longer, and a long time coming. Organizers started plotting the convoy's course to Ottawa weeks ago. Today, they were finally ready to set off.
We got natural gas, we got oil, we're selling it for nothing. That's got to change.
United We Roll wants pipelines built fast. It's also got issues with the federal Liberals' plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
We have to pay carbon tax on our bread, on our gas.
And the group has managed to attract some who don't work in the oil industry, too. Ralph Sinclair's auto parts store serves clients in the energy sector. He's been suffering since the downturn 5 years ago.
In 2014, we ended up having to lay off 6 people.
But even before setting out, this convoy has veered into controversial territory. Some of its members identify with the Yellow Vest movement, which has staged several protests across Western Canada this winter. Some see their message as anti-immigration.
We're not against immigration, legal immigration.
Some pro-oil groups have distanced themselves from the Yellow Vests. But in this convoy, anyone can come along for the ride as long as they don't make hateful statements. And so, with 3,500 kilometers to cover, they're finally off.
I'm Aaron Collins, and this is the view from the heart of a movement. The United We Roll convoy heading east, a moving movement so big it has supporters without trucks tagging along for the ride. And thanks to Steve Bukowski, they have a ride too. The bus company owner donated more than half of the cost of this trip because he believes in the message it carries.
All Canadians got to work together. We got to start streamlining some of the major projects that could be on board here, whether it's pipelines, whether it's LNG plants, whatever. We're not looking for handouts.
Brian Barrett is along for the ride too, but he has a truck. Barrett from Red Deer used to be a consultant in the oil patch until the work dried up. Now he drives a truck to make ends meet, a familiar story in his neck of the woods.
Hundreds, thousands of people lost their jobs, lost their homes, and it's been tough for the average Alberta worker because so much of the Alberta employment depends upon the oil patch.
Barrett and the rest of the drivers and passengers in this convoy are carrying a simple message with them to Ottawa. Canada's oil patch needs help, and it needs it now. Aaron Collins, CBC News, heading east on the Trans-Canada.
And one last footnote on this. If you're going to be in Ottawa next Tuesday and Wednesday, be warned that the city plans to close the roads around Parliament Hill both days to make way for all those trucks.
Noted.